Big things are happening in the world of Monster Hunter. I'm talking big like Zora Magdaros. I'm talking big like Dalamadur. I'm talking big like the love twixt a monkey and an admiral. Okay, I don't know how that one got in there, and I'm sorry. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, hunters one and all, welcome. As today I want to have a little look to the future. I really need to stop doing manual echo, because I think, as far as the future is concerned, Monster Hunterly, it's never looked more bright. Monster Hunter is a magical series of games, and it has an absolutely incredible community. Yes, that means you're awesome. And I really feel both honored and so lucky to be a part of it in the way that I am. To start with Monster Hunter 1 way back on the PS2, play them all, have my claw-gripping days in Freedom Unite on the PSP, move to that sweet Tri, and then 3 Ultimate Life on the 3DS, and it just, it just never stopped, and every time I was so excited for the next Monster Hunter game. And while it was very quickly incredibly popular in Japan, for the longest time it remained very niche over here, and I knew no one who liked it, I knew no one who played it. I didn't do my first multiplayer hunt to like the 4th gen when you could just randomly search online, or was it 3rd? I don't remember at this point. I just knew it was sort of my little secret game, that I adore and I can't really share with the world or anyone. And obviously, that changed when the World Nation attacked. To be fair, that's more accurate than you might think, given the volume of fire monsters in the game. And that was, obviously amazing. The years since World's release have gone from strength to strength, Monster Hunter height to Monster Hunter height, and here we all are, with absolutely ludicrous sales on World and Iceborne over the 20 million mark. And then, well, Rise and Sunbreak now still managing to get to half that. It really is quite impressive, especially when you look that now Monster Hunter is Capcom's 2nd most selling franchise. Yeah, it's a fair bit shy of Resident Evil, but still, it has catapulted itself into a firm jewel in the crown of Capcom. And that is really, really exciting, obviously, as a Monster Hunter fan, and I'm sure it's exciting for you too, because it means it will only keep getting better. And that getting better is kind of what I want to talk about today. The idea that obviously Monster Hunter 6 isn't perhaps that far away. I will be shocked if we don't get a reveal trailer or a teaser or something along the lines of the next generation of Monster Hunter before the halfway point of next year. There really is no reason for that not to happen. The title updates for Sunbreak will wind down, and the road to the next great adventure will begin. And the thing is, there is waves happening, right? We have the new Monster Hunter mobile experience that's being made, and perhaps that one is more apprehensive, but hey, it's a new Monster Hunter experience that we will get to at least enjoy. And then, of course, more recently, and by more recently I mean literally days ago, the confirmation that Rise and then Sunbreak a couple months later is being added to Xbox, is being added to PlayStation, is being added to the Game Pass, turning it into the single most complete accessible Monster Hunter title ever. In fact, there's barely anyone who is, into the video gaming, why did I say it like that probably can't access this title now, especially with it going on the previous generation of consoles too. There will never be, likely, more hunters existing than there will come the end of January next year. Obviously that's true just in general as the series grows, but emphatically so now. And imagine the doors this opens! Because they are, promising to say the least. First and foremost, we need to address the gamut in the room of crossplay and cross-save. If you're going to have a Monster Hunter game on that many different systems and platforms, you kind of need to let people transfer their saves and play with each other, because otherwise the increased player base isn't as effective as it could be. It just grows the community, but not the online pool. But the thing is, we've asked for crossplay and cross-save. Capcom have heard they want to put it in for us. They just can't jimmy it into an already existing framework that is Rise and Sunbreak, and that's completely understandable. That's just game deving. But I will be once again absolutely blown away if Monster Hunter 6 does not have cross-play and by extension cross-save. There's no doubt in my mind that is what is being built up to, and there's no doubt in my mind they're not heavily aware that if that doesn't happen, especially after the dialogue around it with Rise and Sunbreak, we'd probably be a little bit, That's not great, is it? So that's something very much to look forward to. Also, if we're going to get Rise and Sunbreak, which was originally a Switch exclusive, now on PC, Xbox and PlayStation, that can't just be for the fun of it, right? Obviously, you know, they want to make more money, they want more sales, they want to push it, they want to push the IP. It's obviously good for them to be on more platforms. But you can't just press a button and now suddenly it's playable on Xbox and PlayStation. It does take time to do the port. So, to me, this seems like almost an experiment, maybe a foundation, a test. What if future Monster Hunter titles, Monster Hunter 6, actually is one that immediately will arrive on PC, immediately arrive on PlayStation, immediately on Xbox, and maybe even a downscaled version immediately on Switch. The Switch one is the most iffy there, but perhaps we are entering a world where complete accessibility, cross-play and cross-save across every viable major platform is there right from launch at the start for this universal Monster Hunter communal experience. Is that not a very cool sentence to both say and think about? Because, to me it is. And I guess it just really struck me with this Rise Sunbreak coming to console announcement, just how much Monster Hunter has exploded, going from this niche game that not many people knew about outside of Japan, now to one of the most successful franchises from one of the biggest game developers that everybody is aware of, and 88 million people have now played it. That gives Capcom the confidence to really go for it with Monster Hunter 6. Obviously, the 5th gen changed everything, but because of that, they had to build it from the ground up. Whereas Monster Hunter 6 will likely build on the foundation of World and Iceborne, and there's no reason to believe that we're not going to get exponentially bigger and better. Not only because they can, but because they have the security that the popularity is there to justify the investment and the time put into it. That would always happen in some degree, because obviously it's very evident to anyone who plays this game there is so much pure passion and love put into it, and that's so great to see. You just kind of get a sense of it when you play. The attention to detail, the love is there, but that love and passion being bolstered by an almost guaranteed colossal level of success, that is when you get truly defining gaming experiences, and it's because of that little combination that I really do think that Monster Hunter 6 is going to be perhaps the most defining and best entry into the series, full stop. I think it's really going to become something special, building on everything that has come before, and I think we're already seeing the groundwork and the steps laid up to its reveal with what they've done with World, Iceborne, Rise, and now Sunbreak, and I just think that's something that was worth kind of talking about and going over, because I think it's very, very neat. The only real big question is what kind of form Monster Hunter 6 will take. Obviously, people are apprehensive that we might end up in a more proper, like, game-as-a-service, battle pass, that kind of level, though I would be very surprised if that happened, but I wouldn't be surprised if Monster Hunter 6 is the most MMO-like Monster Hunter, especially now with the Frontier influence. Not so much a grind and level up and, gear treadmill and that kind of thing. Still a true Monster Hunter game, but something with much more well, long-term plans and ambitions. Maybe a Monster Hunter that is designed not just to receive title updates, but to just be the Monster Hunter as it continually evolves. Obviously, we have seen it with Frontier, but in that case, it got way too power creepy. It became way too much about the numbers, much less about the actual hunting experience, and that has to stay. That has to be the core, and I hope that never gets strayed away from, but I can totally see a world where we have a Monster Hunter on every platform, and it just gets updated consistently. Even if that just takes the form of, hey, imagine if World got a second Iceborne. Hey, imagine if Rise got a second Sunbreak. You know, a cycle of major additions that keep continually building on and expanding the base game, as opposed to immediately going into a new generation or a spin-off just a year later. That is definitely something to think about, but that also is quite the radical change, perhaps, and maybe we're not ready for it, or maybe it's not right. I don't know how I would feel about that, but I totally could have gone for, I don't know, Fireborn after Iceborne and got another year out of World and Iceborne because I utterly adored those games. So, who knows? What I do know, what I do feel, though, is I think the next Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter 6, will be incredibly special, and I think we are seeing, well, the start of something beautiful in Monster Hunter's future, and that's very, very cool. I'd love to know what you guys think, of course. Like if you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below. And until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.